Week 3 is almost in the books, but we're going to take an early look at the waiver wire, looking at some of the players that we're going to be picking up this week. Some of these guys are anointed the starting job due to injury. Some of these guys are getting extra targets and working their offenses. But we're going to take a look because you're going to be spending that fab on them here in the next few days. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We go deeper on the waiver wire than anybody else on YouTube, talking about the waiver wire every single day during the week. On top of that, we're going to help you set your lineups by looking at all the matchups, ranking the players, and having battle videos. And then we also do deep dives on all the trending players as well, so you know what these players are about. Click that button. Stop missing out. It's free. Ric Flair's watching. You do not want to disappoint Ric Flair. The first player, though, we're looking at is Trey Benson. He's going to be the top player on all the waiver wire articles this week. He's the guy that we're going to be looking at. He's the first running back this year that you're going to blow a ton of fab on. I'm probably going to at least going to have one you need video, a battle video on him, deep diving him throughout the week this week. This is a big time get off the waiver wire. If you didn't know, James Conner went down. If you've been following the channel, you know James Conner went down because I covered the injury. Then I covered him in the panic video. Trey Benson is the next man up. You're going to blow a lot of fab. And I believe this is going to be a season where the injury bug strikes. This is going to be an ugly year. And I told you guys coming in, the last couple years have been light. And even if it goes back to average when it comes to the injuries, it's going to feel like a lot. And we had a lot of veteran running backs go through unscathed. And now we're looking at some of these young running backs waiting in the wings, getting their opportunities. And also, I said before the season started, we have a lot of Jacory Krosky merits. Here's another one. More upside, though. 4.3 speed, catch ball in the backfield. Even first 2 games of the season. 6 targets week 2. 8 carries week 1. That's with James Conner being the guy. He was drafted in round 3. Good size, adjust athleticism. He is built to carry the workload. He is built to get the opportunity. He is going to be a huge pickup this week. I would blow a large wad on him on the fab. It's going to be a lot to get him, considering what I was seeing with Harold Fannin just 2 weeks ago. Trey Benson is going to easily get double that this week. Blake Corum. And the reason why I have Blake Corum here is because him and Trey Benson were hand in hand last year. We were watching them as they were the mid-round running backs in last year's class, and the starting running backs wouldn't go down, and we were watching them as handcuff running backs, and they needed to be picked up just in case if you had those players. If you have Kyren Williams, you better get Blake Corum right now. You better get him. 8.8 yards per carry in week 2, 6.63 here in week 3. Now the workload's jumping up too. He had 8 carries here against Philly. He has been looking good. His tape's looking good. He is looking solid. If something happens to Kyren Williams, you're going to wish you had Blake Corum. He's a stout running back prospect. Good with the ball in his hands. Good at all phases. He's very similar to Kyren Williams, as in he is a running back that coaches like. He gets to play ran how it should. He blocks his face off. He can catch those checkdowns. And if he gets the job, if something happens to Kyren Williams, you're going to be blowing a lot of fab. And that could happen on any single touch. Kyren Williams is getting a lot of touches like any other starting running back. And this is like one of the top backup running backs right now in the league due to what we're seeing with his workload and what he's doing with it. Jalen Tolbert. CeeDee Lamb went down. He saw 6 targets in this matchup. The Cowboys historically like him. They like him. He's not a grand prospect or anything like that. But from the draft show, over the years, as they're talking about the players on this team, the roster, as they're preparing for the Cowboys draft, they talk about how the coaches, leadership, they like Jalen Tolbert. This is a wide receiver that I would not be chasing off the waiver wire unless I'm very desperate. You got the Packers coming up. You got the Jets on the road. And this team's probably going to be projected in some nasty game scripts. But you do you. Chase those targets if you need them. Same thing with Turpin. This is more for deeper leagues. He's got speed to burn. If you get kick return points, he's also getting carries. This is a player that is a weapon for this team who gets the ball multiple different ways. He could be a guy that could explode a few times off and on throughout the season. He has a 15-point game already, and he could have some random matchups here. If Lamb's out for a bit, then we could be seeing him do some work on the field. Luther Burden. He is a lottery ticket upside play on the back end of your bench, and you saw what could happen with him once he gets a little bit of work, a little bit of opportunity. This is a guy that was a 5-star prospect, should have been a first-round pick in this year's draft. A lot of people had him mocked as a first-round pick, evaluated as a first-round pick, somehow fell to the second round to the Bears. He missed all of practice pretty much from May to middle of July, late in camp. Then once he came back to training camp, he was killing it, making play after play after play. He's still getting ramped up with the team. He's still getting opportunities. I would not be surprised if he splashes big later on in the season. He's a lottery ticket handcuff player that you're stashing at the end of your bench. Tory Horton, back-to-back games with touchdowns. 4 targets in back-to-back games. He's getting deep targets downfield. He's the player on this team that you expect to get the deep targets. JSN, historically, short to intermediate. We know Cooper Kupp's not the deep ball guy. We got some matchups coming up that could be fire. He's a guy you throw in the lineup, you close your eyes and you pray with, but you're going to need some of those guys throughout the year. If you need Tory Horton, here's a guy that you're getting off waivers as a shotgun player. Sterling Shepard. Mike Evans went down. Looks like the hamstring injury, looks like it's pretty bad. Looks like he could be out for a bit. He's been getting targets. He's been getting work throughout the season, even with Evans and Ibuka there. 6, 4, and 4. So we have 14 targets on the season in 3 games. Pretty solid for a guy getting work as an ancillary piece in the offense. If you're looking for something off the waiver wire, he's a guy you could pick up. I'm too much into Ibuka, and I think he's a guy that you're randomly throwing into your lineups anyways. I would only want him in my lineups if I'm very hard off, like if the injuries really hit me this week. Outside of that, I'm not putting much fab on him. Chris Godwin. He better not be on your waiver wire, but when I think this through, and I think about the questions I get, I got to throw him out there. He should have been picked up. We've been covering him in practice, that he's back, he's practicing, he's looking healthy, he's eventually going to be back. His debut is going to be very crucial. Pick him up and stash him. Pick him up and stash. He should have already been stashed. I called the alarm like twice already this season showing practice clips. Like, that should have happened. That should have happened. But I understand, like, it's hard to hold on to him. You forgot about him. Maybe you're just checking in real quick. Look for Chris Godwin real quick, see if he's there. A.D. Mitchell. Alec Pierce went out with a concussion. A.D. Mitchell is a deep ball dandy. He is an air yards machine. He creates separation. He was mossing everybody in training camp. Only 2 targets in his matchup. 4 targets in week 2 and 2 in week 1. He is a lottery ticket dart throw right now. Tyler Warren's soaking up a lot of targets. Michael Pittman's been looking good. They can really run it a lot with Jonathan Taylor, and they're fine. They have a good carousel effect where the ball is just spraying and praying all over the place, Call of Duty style, especially Black Ops era. But when you're seeing Danny Dimes push it downfield, you're seeing A.D. Mitchell, he emerged in training camp. His time might be coming, and he could be a random shotgun play that could randomly help you. I would not spin or blow fab on him, but I would keep an eye out if I'm decimated. Daniel Jones should be rostered, should be picked up. He's got too many weapons. Tyler Warren, 4 deep at wide receiver. Jonathan Taylor, we're just too deep here. We've been solid. We can facilitate the football. We're going to the playoffs unless something drastic happens. We got the Rams on the road. We got the Raiders. I don't even care about the schedule. He's pushing it. He should be rostered. He should be picked up if you're looking for a quarterback. He has the weapons. He has everything there. He's got a touchdown every game. He's been safe in every game. He's getting you rushing production, 27 yards in week 3, 26 yards in week 1. He should be picked up. He should be rostered in all leagues. Bhayshul Tuten is an upside running back prospect. He should not be on the waiver wire. We've been talking about him extensively. And now he scored another touchdown. Again, just 8.1 PPR fantasy points. Something happens to ETN. Next man up easy in this offense. Very explosive 4.3 speed. We talk about him a lot every single week. I think he's almost in every single waiver wire video so far. This is a running back that you need to be looking at hard. And this is a team that's up and down, very volatile. You saw that in this game, and it's going to be like that throughout the season. It's like that with Lawrence. But you're looking at Bhayshul Tuten here. Very explosive. He only needs like 1 or 2 carries every game because he's kind of got that Oronde, Keaton Mitchell effect where if it's open for him, he's going to take it and he can house it from 90 yards. He's got that explosiveness and speed. Calvin Austin, he's getting deep balls downfield. He's run a lot of routes. Target-wise, we got 15 on the year, 5 this week, 4 last week, 6 in week 1. So the volume's there. He's not a sexy wide receiver. Getting the wide receiver with Aaron Rodgers and a Steelers offense is never going to be sexy, but he's getting targets downfield. If you need a throw-in for the lineups, this is a guy to look at. I don't think I'd put him in many lineups against Minnesota, and definitely not on bye week, and then definitely not against the Browns, so maybe you can hold off. I do not recommend throwing much fab at him. I think the waiver wire articles are going to talk about him a lot, but considering the schedule coming up, there's 3 weeks that you're really not looking at him, especially week 5, and then you got the Bengals on the road. He's a wide receiver to pay attention to. He's a shotgun splash wide receiver. Carson Wentz. I said it coming in that he could facilitate the rock. He could make this offense be okay, and he could be okay. You're looking at these matchups. You got Pittsburgh on the road. You're definitely not starting him against Cleveland. You're not starting him in week 6 because he's on bye. Eagles is going to be rough, but that's a revenge game, and he's got weapons. He's got Justin Jefferson. They got Jordan Mason. They got Jordan Addison coming back. They got Hawk. They got a lot of weapons here. If you want to scrape at quarterback, if you need to scrape at quarterback, I think Wentz is going to be all right. I think he's going to be all right. This could even be an upgrade over J.J. McCarthy due to him being a veteran and being able to move the football around. We need a bigger sample, but I kind of feel like he was just going to be all right anyways. Trey Tucker, splash play wide receiver. He had some opportunities last year and didn't take advantage of it. The targets is starting to be a trend with him. 8 targets in week 2, 9 targets against Washington this week. We got the Bears coming up. We got Indy. We got the Titans. I'm not really in love with him, but all biases aside, we are getting volume right now. We're getting targets deep downfield. We blew up. A lot of people are going to talk about him off the waiver wire, and since he had a 40-point game, I bet you people are going to pay up for him. Let people spend fab on him. Let people spend fab on him. Talk him up in your league chats. Talk him up. Say that I said that he's an awesome get or something. Just throw my name out there. Throw me under the bus if you have to. Let people pay up for him. There will be other wide receivers. I do not believe this is a big breakout or anything. You can patch up wide receiver throughout the year. Dalton Schultz, I don't like him. He got 6 targets, 4 targets the week prior, 5 targets the week before that. He's getting workload. He's getting volume. He's also not so great for fantasy football with that volume. But when we're looking at the tight end position, all those tight ends that was getting volume off the waiver wire, that were hitters, should be gone. You might get Harold Fannin released back to the waiver wire. Remember that Packers matchup? That was nasty. Tennessee, that should be a nasty matchup. We got Baltimore on the road. I'm not in love with them, but if you're in a position where you're chasing targets, he should be roughly around 5-ish a game, 4, 5, 6 range. Parker Washington is starting to rack up some volume. 5 targets last week, 11 targets this week. He's starting to get some work. This was a weird game script against Houston. We got San Francisco on the road. Then we got KC. I'm not really interested in picking him up, but if you're chasing targets, if you need opportunity, if you're in a deeper league, this is a guy to pay attention to as a stash of what the heck pickup. I'm just not that interested. Brenton Strange. He cashed a little bit this week. 6 balls caught, 61 yards, 7 targets. Fine. We were expecting him to start getting some workload and opportunity. He's a pickup. He's one of the top tight ends off the waiver wire that I believe will be on the waiver wire in most leagues. That being said, he's getting volume. He's going to be in shootouts. I don't like the Chiefs matchup. I don't like Niners on the road. But still, when you're looking at a tight end that's running a lot of routes, getting opportunities, here's one that you can look at off the waiver wire if you're hurting that much. Woody Marks is a premium stash play right now. 6 rushing attempts, 4.5 yards per carry at Jacksonville, and he's been intermittently getting work as well. Prior to that, against Tampa Bay, 3 carries against the Rams. Eventually, he's going to get his moments. It's bound to happen. You got Nick Chubb at running back. He has a recent injury history. Eventually, Woody Marks will get his moment. Caught a lot of balls back at college. Then went to USC. Did well there last year. He's good between the tackles. He's evidently good enough and developed enough to be trusted enough on the field with Nick Chubb there because he's getting some work. 2 targets in this game. He can catch the ball in the backfield, and that's shown here with the Texans that they're utilizing that. He is a premium stash play right now. Ollie Gordon is too. He's starting to get workload. I think the Dolphins are just going to be weird all year. But if something happens to HN, you're just going to be blown fab trying to get him. So you might as well have one of these blown fab running backs stashed on your roster, on your bench. Ollie Gordon's one of those. You got a little hit of that Ollie Gordon weed this week, and you're probably going to get a few more hits throughout the year, and maybe something happens and he can go blast off for you. Oronde Gadsden. We talked about him in rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs. I'm very excited about this prospect. A very good receiving profile. He will get a unique video. He will get a deep dive. 7 targets in this game. I would not be surprised if he goes blast off in this offense. I would not be surprised if he just makes this Chargers offense even more unpredictable. 5 balls caught, 46 yards. He will be in a lot of waiver wire videos, but most of fantasy football aficionados don't know what to say about him because they don't pay attention to college football. They don't pay attention to high school football recruiting. This is a tight end prospect with a lot of upside that will gel well with this team. And I'm surprised it's week 3 and we're already seeing his name come up in the waiver wire videos. I've been paying a lot of attention to him throughout training camp, minicamp, OTAs, rookie camp. I'm excited to see him. This could be a guy that could go blast off. This is one of my favorite dart throws here off the waiver wire this week. Also got another one, Mason Taylor of the Jets. Watch him. He had 6 targets in this game. Not pictured. We've been watching him every game. But since I don't have a not pictured player, that is a reason why you need to watch all the videos. Because you never know what I'm going to throw at you. Let me know who you're excited to get off the waiver wire. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.